Hello, hello. Today I'm gonna do Victoria's Secret Angel makeup. You've all probably seen or heard about Victoria's Secret fashion show. It's back, baby. Victoria's Secret is back. I feel like we've kind of revived that girly Victoria's Secret Angel glam aesthetic that we've been missing. I just know I'm not the only one obsessed with it. Mochi's here in the background. He's ready for the makeup. No one likes to watch you do your makeup more than a boy cat. Not really, Mochi. I did this makeup over my TikTok a few weeks ago and I loved it. I've never felt this pretty in my life and I got a lot of questions about tutorials. Hi. Hair tutorials, more in-depth tutorials. So I thought I'd do a long YouTube video because why not? And I want to do this makeup again and feel pretty like that again. I feel like I look really tired at the moment and it's 2 p.m. So I've got no excuse. I'm a little bit like nasally. I've been a little bit sick recently and also I ran a freaking half marathon 2 days ago. So excuse me if I don't look my best. I'm still recovering. I'm gonna start with my hair. This hair is very similar to how I like to style my hair like on an everyday basis when I've got enough time, but I've got extensions in, so I feel like I kind of do need to style my hair every day for it to look remotely okay, because if I don't style it I feel like you can kind of see the extensions very clearly. Also got curtain bangs that also need to be styled every day basically. So we're basically going for that iconic Victoria's Secret Angel big bouncy sexy blowout. Let's start with heat protectant. This from Tresemme. I usually honestly just buy whatever I see at Boots. I feel like I usually just buy this one because it's easy and it's good. I'm really not too fussy. I'm gonna section off my curtain bangs and I'm gonna wet them because I feel like it just makes them look a lot more fresh. I'm just gonna quickly dry them with a blow dryer, nothing fancy, and then come back. Wow, I should actually get side bangs. They look so good. Once these are dry, I'm gonna take my Josie Rise hot brush and basically I'm not the best at this, but I'm just gonna kind of roll my bangs forwards, and first I do it this way, like coming in from the right, kind of like falls out. This is why I'm not the best at this, and then I like to go in from the other side as well just to make sure that it's even on both sides. As you can probably tell, I'm not a hairstylist. Makeup is very much my expertise, but I'm trying to get better though. But I feel like I have found a way that I like personally style my bangs. I go like this until they're kind of swooped in like that. This is where the magic happens. I basically just take my roller. It's like a medium-sized roller. I got all these off Amazon and I just got like a bunch of different sizes and figured out which ones worked best to me, and I just roll it forward like so, and I like it to hit quite far down on my forehead, if that makes sense. Like I don't want it to be all the way up here because I feel like this just makes the perfect swoop. The only thing is it's really annoying to do your makeup with this on your forehead, but that is a sacrifice we have to make. For my actual hair, let me just brush it out. For the rest of my hair I'm going to be using the Josie Curve. This is just a normal clamped curling iron and I feel like this just works best for that kind of effect that we want to achieve. I literally could not for the life of me do like an actual blow dry blowout, so this is basically what I like to do to get that similar effect. The sun's kind of peeking through, but basically what I do is I'm just going to start by sectioning off a little piece of my hair. I'm gonna start with this big piece. There's not really a lot of method to this. I'm gonna start by curling this piece inwards like so towards my face. I hold it for quite a while and then I like to drop it in my hand and let it cool for a sec, and then before I take a little roller, basically put it up in the roller, clip it in, and that's the first roller all done. I'm gonna do the same with this section right here. It's kind of hard to do with my extensions because I have to be very mindful of where the extensions are and what sections I'm gonna do. Doing the same, curling this section towards my face, kind of inwards, and then it's kind of difficult because I've got these shorter pieces right here that don't really want to stay with the rest of the hair, but it's fine. It doesn't have to be completely perfect as well. Like it's fine if it's a little bit messy because we do want it to be kind of like big and bouncy anyway. Drop the curl, wait for a sec. I do kind of brush them out. I don't know if that's a good idea actually, but I usually do that just to make sure they're not tangled in the roller. Pin it in. There we go. I've got my hair sectioned by half. Now I'm gonna take a top piece back here. This one I'm gonna curl away, I think. Main part for me is just doing the same thing on both sides. I'm kind of just alternating between going towards my face, away from my face. There's not really a lot of method to this. Just make sure. So this one's going back. I'm gonna take a different roller now. This one's a little bit smaller. I'm just gonna make sure that the roller is going in the same direction as the hair is curled. And make sure the roller is really nice and tight on as well. I have such blonde dysmorphia at the moment. It's so funny, like people that dye their hair blonde, they're gonna be able to get this, because like I want my hair to be a little bit more natural now. Like that's on purpose. I want it to be darker, but then I just like never feel blonde enough, and it's so weird. Now I'm taking this section right here. This one I'm gonna curl up, so like away from my face. Okay, done, done, done. Release. I do feel like, even though I say I'm not a hairstylist at all, I'm getting a little bit better, I think. I'm kind of happy with my skills. Roller goes in, twist, twist, twist. And we've got the bottom hair here. I'm just going to split this into 2 sections. And for the bottom, I'm going to do smaller rollers because I feel like these are the ones that don't really last as well. And I'm going to curl these away from my face, I think. This would probably be a lot better and easier with like a Dyson or something like that, but I honestly feel like doing it with a curling iron is good as well. Like, I don't really know. And on a normal day, I would do this, but I just wouldn't put the rollers in. Like, I would just curl it and let the curls set naturally. But I feel like doing it with the rollers, even though it takes a lot longer, it just makes it look a little bit better, and it also holds better, and it makes it look a lot more like a blowout and less like curls. And the last one, I'm also curling away from my face. We've got all the rollers in on this side. I'm just going to repeat the process on the other side. Okay, both sides done. It's looking like this. I'm going to take my L'Oreal hairspray and just spray it all over. Normally when I do this, I allow it to set for just as long as possible, basically. Minimum of 10 minutes, but we're just going to let it set while we do our makeup. As always, I'm going to start with my brows. I'm going to use the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I've said before recently, I've been enjoying doing my brows a lot lighter than normal. So I used to do like a very slicked up soap brow kind of look, but now I'm kind of just liking doing a normal clear brow gel, and then I'll fill them in a tiny bit later on. But the reason why I like to do my brows first is because I feel like it goes on a lot better on clean skin, and then I'll do my moisturizer and everything. Now I'm basically doing the same thing that I did in my TikTok with this makeup look, but I've changed out a few products that I feel like would be better suited. This one is the same. My skin is so dry at the moment. It's been so dry since I've been doing so many Halloween looks, and especially the doll one that I did, oh my goodness, that dried my skin out like nothing else I've ever done in my life. So we need a lot of hydration. I'm gonna go with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum. This is so nice and hydrating, especially under makeup. I don't know why, but I only really use this under makeup. I've not tried it like before bed or anything, but it's so good under makeup, and it smells really nice as well. This is the only annoying thing, like my forehead is basically not accessible. We're gonna have to deal with it. And then I'm gonna do the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Water Cream on top. This is so hydrating, but also feels very light on the skin, so again, perfect for underneath makeup. All these little hairs are really bothering me. Honestly, like I love having my rollers in while I'm doing my makeup because it's just like nice and it looks really cute, and I love the way my hair turns out, but it's so overstimulating. For my skin, I'm gonna mix together the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter and the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. Do you see the state of my Flawless Filter? Like all the text has disappeared off this bottle. It's very sad. This is an old bottle as well. I've had this for ages and it's still going strong. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this because we do want a very glowy base. I'm usually like a soft matte kind of girl, but today we're gonna go a bit glowy, and then I'm gonna put a bit of this NARS as well. I'm so scared of this foundation because I usually pump it directly on my face, but this foundation pump likes to spit foundation everywhere, so I'm gonna be actually sensible and put it on the back of my hand. I don't want to ruin this new robe, so let's just do a couple dots. Blend this all in. This foundation brush is from Huda Beauty. I just got this with their new foundation, and I really like the brush. The foundation is okay. It's not my favorite. It's just a bit too matte for me. This combo is honestly just so pretty. It just looks very flawless and glowy and nice. Base is on. Now let's go in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I feel like this concealer is really slept on. I used to love this concealer like way back, but I kind of forgot about it until recently. I'm just putting it in my usual spots by mixing together 2 shades because I don't really have one that's like perfect for me. I'm mixing together shade Porcelain and Snow, but this concealer's got the best coverage I've experienced in a long time, and it's not drying. I'm in love with it. Blending that all out. Like, this just makes my under eye look absolutely flawless. I like to just take the excess and kind of put that on my forehead and my chin. And then what I'm gonna do, I've still got a bit of the foundation on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna take like a flat brush like this and use the foundation to kind of carve out my brows a little bit, just so that we can get the product all the way up to those brows. My pet peeve in makeup is when you can see a gap of like no product around the brows. I don't want to like carve my brows out like 2016 carved them out with a white concealer, so that's why I use the foundation. So it's just like subtle, but just makes them look a bit more clean. I've got quite dark circles, so I usually like to do a little cheeky double layer of concealer. So I'm just going to do a tiny little dot here and let that set a little bit before we blend it out for maximum coverage. And while that kind of sets, I'm going to go in with my cream bronzer. This is the Anastasia cream bronzer. This is my absolute favorite, as you can tell by how much I've used of it. I'm really trying to use this up as well because I've already got like a few backups, so I don't know, I just feel like I should use it. This brush from Make by Mario as well is so good for cream bronzer and then cream blush on the other side. I'm just going to go in with this on all my usual bronzer spots, like on top of my cheekbones, and I like to put it quite high up. And I like a lot of bronzer as well, by the way. I know we're going to do powder bronzer as well, but we're just kind of building it up here first. I also like to put it on my forehead. I'm just lifting up my little roller so I can actually get it under there. Make sure you blend it into the hairline, put it on my jawline and on my nose. And now it's time to blend out that last bit of concealer. Now for cream blush, in the TikTok that I did, I used a red blush because that's what the Victoria's Secret makeup artist said she uses. But to be completely honest, well, it did look really good. I do kind of prefer just a pink blush. I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Rosé You Slay blush. This is, oh, thank you, amazing. This is such a pretty glowy blush. It's kind of like a dupe of the Charlotte Tilbury one, but I've not actually tried those. Maybe that's too much. But I'm gonna do a bit of that Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. This is in the shade Spotlight. Just kind of mix that in with my blush. Do a bit on my nose as well. The only thing I don't like is this packaging. Like, it gets so messy. Blend this all out. That is so pretty. Time to set. Do I even need to say? I'm gonna be using my Miss Huda Easy Bake in the shade Pound Cake. You guys should know by now that I'm never going to be using it. Well, never say never. I do have other ones that I do actually like as well. You guys should know by now that this is my go-to always. I was running my half marathon 2 days ago. I used this powder. I ran 21 kilometers. My makeup did not budge. It actually didn't. I didn't even use setting spray. I forgot setting spray and I thought I was gonna be fucked. No, the only thing was I had a little sunglass mark on my nose. That was it. Let me just make sure I've got no creases. Using a powder puff, I'm just focusing this on my under eyes and my T-zone because I do still want to keep the base like quite glowy. But by powdering these areas, it just makes it look a lot more airbrushed and flawless. Powdering in the right areas, especially if you're going to be taking photos, is good. Don't be scared of it. Don't be scared. I'm going to take my NARS Laguna bronzer. This is severely broken, by the way, but I'm still going to use it because I love it, but I do need to get another one because this is like one of my favorite bronzers. This is Laguna 01, and I'm going to use this to set my cream bronzer in place. So basically just going over everywhere that we cream bronzered. And I like using a big fluffy brush like this just because I feel like it makes it a lot more seamless. This is very extra, but I like taking the Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Snatch pressed powder in shade Pound Cake and use that to kind of carve out my contour and brighten. So I'll do it like around my nose to brighten up my under eyes and also to carve out my nose contour, like just kind of make my nose look a lot more contoured and bronzed, and also underneath my cheek bronzer. Also, this helps if you feel like you've put on too much bronzer and you can kind of help blend it out. I feel like especially in pictures, this powder is amazing. And then, you know, it wouldn't be a video of mine without more blush. So I'm gonna take the Rare Beauty Happy Blush. This is the prettiest sparkly pink blush ever. Not even sparkly, that's the wrong word. It's just like very glowy. Like, you don't even really need highlighter. We're still gonna put highlighter. I mean, this makeup is very extra, so I'm using a lot of steps, but basically just putting this over where we cream blushed before. I don't need too much because the cream blush we use is honestly very pigmented and there's still like a lot of glow there. I just want a little bit extra. You guys know I do like that very, very pink blush. I have been diagnosed with blush blindness and I'm not ashamed. I'm also going to take the Rare Beauty Exhilarate highlighter. This is such a pretty highlighter and I'm honestly using the tiniest bit just like right on the high point just to give the little bit of an extra glow. We don't really need it, to be honest. I'm going to do a little bit above my brows as well and take some on my ring finger and just do down my nose and on the tip. Look at the skin. That's the skin all done, so we're going to set it in place with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. The bombshell. This is so good. I love Charlotte Tilbury, but sometimes her product names confuse me because they're so long. And before I actually forget, I'm gonna put on some body glue. I'm just gonna do it now because I kind of like want the body to match what's going on in the face. And I really like using the L'Oreal Glotion for this. It's the medium shade, so it just depends on your skin tone. But I'm just gonna put this all over my chest basically. This is a very subtle body glow. I don't like body glows that are too glittery unless that's like the vibe that I'm going for, but normally I just like something that gives me a more even color and some glow. Body glow is honestly one of those steps that like I feel like people skip a lot and it's kind of forgotten about. Even I like forget about it a lot of the time, but it really makes the look, I think it elevates it a lot, takes it to that next level. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Before we go on to the main event, which is the eyes, I'm gonna quickly fill in the tails of my eyebrows. I like to use the NYX brow pen in ash brown, and I basically just fill in like the ends of my brows just by doing a few tiny little hair strokes. As I said before, I like doing my brows in a really natural way now, so I honestly don't even really fill in the start of my brows. I felt like I was just kind of filling them in to fill them in because that's what everyone else was doing, but then when I actually like sat down and looked at my brows, I was like, I don't really think this suits me. I much prefer doing a few little brow strokes where I feel like I actually need them rather than like filling in my whole brows. I feel like I need some more brows right at the top here, but that's basically it. I'm gonna start by grabbing my Huda Beauty Icy Nude palette. This palette came out only like a few weeks ago. Such a lovely pretty palette, so perfect for this time of year. I'm gonna start by taking these two shades and just kind of fluffing them in the crease, nothing too precise, and kind of dragging it out towards my blush and bronzer as well. I'm gonna put this on for a sec. I'll get back to it in a little bit, but I'm gonna grab my Morphe Gold Seeker palette. I use this palette way too much, but it's actually just got like everything that I basically need for every day. But I only really want to use this shade right now. It's like cool tone brown. I want to build up a bit of darkness mostly along the lash line at the end here and dragging it kind of up here in a little C, if you can see that. Just kind of doing small little circular motions to gradually build up the color there. And then when I'm kind of happy with the color, I go in with my big blending brush again. I'm just going to take a bit of those first shades that I was working with, use that to blend this all out and blend it together. If you can see, I'm kind of blending it like here and then going up towards my brow here to connect it to my nose contour. That's how I usually work my eyeshadows. And this specifically is like a very simple eye look. It's just like the glitter part that you need a bit of work to do, but all in all, this is like a very simple eye look to do. It's actually not difficult. Back to the Icy Nude palette, I'm going to take this white shade and this nude shade and just kind of mix them together a little bit, and I'm packing this in my inner corner. We want a really bright inner corner, but I'm kind of building it up, so I'm starting with very little product on my brush, and then I like to kind of build it up so it doesn't look too intense right away. And I'm also putting a little bit like in my inner corner down here underneath my kind of inner corner, if that makes sense. Now it looks like this, and then I'm going to take mostly just the white and kind of pack that in the middle here and then blend it out. It's all about like building it up. I think we're going to leave it like this because we're going to come back to it in a second as well after we add the glitter. For the glitter, I'm going to go a bit extra. Like, you don't need this many products. I found the best way for me to get that kind of look that I wanted is to start with the Made by Mitchell Drift Drip. This is such an iconic product. Ooh, it's kind of hard to open. Starting with this and just kind of like putting it in the beginning middle part of my eye, and then taking a fluffy brush and just like blending it out right away before it sets. And I'm blending it like quite high up as well. This is just such a pretty product, and you could stop here. Like, this product would be really pretty on its own as well. I'm just extra, so I'm gonna add 2 more products to it as well. Now I'm gonna take this Giorgio Armani eye tint. This is in the shade 12S. I'm basically gonna put this underneath the beginning of my inner corner here and just kind of blend it out with my finger, just as like a little highlight. This is kind of less glittery than the Drip Drip. It's more of a shimmer, and it's a bit lighter as well. Lastly, I'm gonna take the Makeup by Mario Master Crystal Reflector. That's always a tongue twister, but I think I got it in the shade Quartz. Mine is busted, dusted, crusted, and disgusting. It's like basically broken, and it's got foundation all in it, but it's beautiful. I'm just gonna use my finger with this and dab it over my eye. It's so nice and glittery. There's nothing quite like it. I'm gonna take my Morphe palette again in this shade that we used before on like a little smudgy brush. I'm gonna use that forgot to do a little shade underneath my eye on my lower lash line, but only on the outer part because we want the inside to be bright. So we're just gonna shade around like halfway. I just feel like this makeup is just so pretty. This would look pretty on absolutely everyone. I feel like it just really brightens your eyes up. Obviously it is quite a lot of glitter, but if you wanted to, you could tone down the glitter a little bit. It still would look phenomenal. Last step before lashes, we're gonna take one of these darker shades. I'm gonna take the darkest one here on a little angled brush. We don't really want to do like an eyeliner, but we just want to like very lightly line along the outer part of the lash line. So basically as close to the lash line as possible. And I'm not doing a wing or anything. I'm just very lightly going along my lash line and kind of fading it out towards the end here. I'm even using my finger just to like make sure that it's faded out. And I wanted to kind of stop midway on my eye. I think we're there. Ready? Riley's through into lashes. This is my least favorite part. I don't know what it is. Like, I love doing makeup. Hate doing my lashes. I hate putting on mascara. I hate doing my false lashes. Something about it is just very boring to me because it's like almost always the same thing. Let's start by curling the lashes. My lashes would never stay curled. I always heard people say that waterproof mascara was the way to go if your lashes don't stay curled. And for some reason, I just like never believed it and I never tried it. I don't know why. That was really stupid of me because then I got this mascara from Too Faced pretty recently. The Born This Way waterproof mascara. My lashes have never stayed this curled ever in my life. I was very, very wrong about that. I'm just gonna do a generous coat of this mascara. Trying to not get it on the eyeshadow is always a struggle. I did mascara on my bottom lashes as well. I do have a little bit smudge on my eyelids, but the best trick to do is to wait a little bit before it dries and then you wipe it off. So while that dries, I'm going to do my falsies. I'm kind of feeling lazy and I don't really want to do falsies, but I'm going to force myself to because I feel like it's going to complete this look. I'm going to go in with the Allure. These are the under lash, but I'm just going to use them as normal like cluster individuals. I love using these kind of lashes. They're really easy to use once you get the hang of it. The way I like to do it is I'm going to use my lash glue. This is the Duo Blue. This is my favorite lash glue. I'm just gonna put like a little drop of it on the package because I'm lazy and messy like that, just like this. I'm gonna start with the long one and just like gently peel it off the packet. Dip it in the glue. You really do not need much, and for these you don't really need the glue to dry that much. Just like wait a few seconds. I'm just gonna apply them at the ends of my lashes. I'm gonna clamp them together with my real ones. Going with medium and just putting that right alongside of the long one. And you can basically customize this and do it however you want. I just kind of like a little bit on the outer corner. Yeah, I actually like how this is looking. This just has two lashes, one long, one medium. I feel like it already does so much. Lashes are on. I'm just gonna now take a Q-tip and kind of wipe away the mascara smudges on my eyelids. We're on to our last step in the makeup, which is lips. I know a lot of the Victoria's Secret models, especially in pictures, they're not really wearing lip liner. I cannot do that. No way. I'm just gonna try to do a natural one. I'm gonna do the Say lip liner in shade Wink. My camera's flashing. I really hope it lasts out this video. I'm just gonna lightly line my lips with this and then go over with this L'Oreal lip gloss in shade Amplify. Such a pretty glittery gloss. It's a pumping gloss as well, so it's gonna like plump your lips and make them really juicy. Guys, that is it for the makeup. I love it. I'm gonna take my hair out now and hope my camera doesn't die on me. I'm very excited for this hair reveal. It's always very satisfying. I try to just be a bit gentle when I'm taking them out. I like to kind of twist them like this, just so I'm not pulling on my hair too much. And that way your hair shouldn't get caught in the rollers, because I feel like that's a problem that I see people have. Okay, my camera did die. So sorry if the angle changed, but let's continue and hope it doesn't die again. I think I'm just gonna hairspray this before brushing it out in a bit. We want it to drop a little bit because we don't really want it to be like full-on curls. We just want it to be nice and bouncy like this. I'm gonna take some of my Gizu hair oil, just a few little drops, and just run that through the ends just to make them extra glossy and nice. Moment of truth. You never really know with the bangs, at least not me. I like to take them out like this and then I kind of brush them upwards and just let them fall into place. I use this little brush to kind of find my middle parting. I like to take my hairspray and kind of use that to make them lay where I want them to and make sure there's no stray hairs going everywhere. I think they're looking pretty good. And that, my friends, is the makeup all complete. That is the Victoria's Secret Angel Glam. I'm so obsessed with this. I just love this makeup and the hair and everything so much. If you recreate this or get any inspo or anything like that, please let me know. Please tag me in anything, send me messages. I really want to see. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!